All right, we're going to switch gears a little bit. I'm going to bring up one of our NAN Youth Huddle participants, all right? She's been with us since the beginning. She was a moderator, her and my daughter.
She's a genius.
She's a genius, yeah. She's my daughter. She's my last one, all right? And so she's going to give us some words, but here's the catch. I said, would you like me to talk? She said, I want my uncle, Pastor Darrell. So, yeah, they're going to have a whole little dialogue, all right?
Voluntold me.
Yeah, voluntold. Y'all give it up for Anyiah DuBose.
Yes. Wait, we're just, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, that's tea. Hold on, I'm gonna sit down. How are you guys doing today? That's good. Okay, so first of all, I just want to give thanks to God. He truly is the head of my life. Without him, I would be nothing. So I thank him for being able to put me a part of this space, put my father in this space as well as to be joined by my uncle and my other uncle, Dr. Takoy Porter, the president. Before I begin, I just want to do something a little special for my uncle, Pastor Darrell Scarbrough. Let's give him a round of applause again. So I just wanted to give him a couple words of admiration today. Yesterday, he was behind me when I was giving my speech, and I was like, oh no, I cannot come here today and not give him his thanks and his flowers. So I thank you, Uncle Scarbrough, for being just a second covering besides my father. I thank you for being a mentor, and I thank you for being just an amazing man of God who's in my life. Without you, I would truthfully not be the young woman that I am today. You are a part of my village, so I love you and I thank you. Yes. I also want to give thanks to Dr. Takoy Porter, the president over NAN, the Sacramento chapter. I was able to be the first recipient of the NAN Youth Huddle Scholarship, and I'm so blessed and grateful and thankful to have received that last night. So thank you all again, and thank you, NAN. Y'all ready to start? Oh, following my lead. Okay, so let me just give y'all an overview. So my name is Anyiah DuBose. I am 17 years old. I am currently a dually enrolled senior at the one and only Rex and Margaret Fortune Early College High School. Yes. So in 2 weeks, I will be graduating with 2 Associates of Science degrees, 1 in liberal arts with the emphasis in math and science, and then 1 in general science. And then, yes. And then following that, I will receive my high school diploma with a 4.4 GPA and the valedictorian standing. Yeah. I have decided to commit to Cal Poly SLO. Go Mustangs. I have a full ride all 4 years. Yes. As well as they are offering to pay for my law school. So if you go to the Fortune School, or if you are currently in 8th grade or in middle school, I really, truly do recommend to think about going to Rex and Margaret Fortune Early College High School. You're being awarded an opportunity that is not so very common in the Northern California area, in California at all, or I even think on this half of the United States, it's not very common. So I truthfully do recommend going there. Think about it. But yeah, that's all for my little introduction. We can start.
I think that's a good segue. Can you guys hear me?
No.
Can you guys hear me? Testing. All right. I think that's a great segue. So this is an impromptu panel, all right? Very impromptu. Anyiah, any encouragement for any young person out there, whether in elementary, middle school, high school, and or college, like what encouragement would you offer someone in real time?
Okay, so we're going to go from middle school to high school. Middle school, let me think. Okay, I think the greatest advice that I would give to my middle school self, I'm going to put you guys in my shoes, is not to worry about the friends that you've made in middle school, but worry more so about the friends that you're going to create later in life. I think once you're in middle school, you're like, oh, I want to be liked. Oh, I want to hang around this person. I want to hang around that person. I truthfully do believe that when you're younger and you start making those older decisions, so that means like start making those smarter decisions. Oh, how am I going to navigate this? How will this decision affect this? I truthfully feel like that will help prepare you, you know what I'm saying, for when you go into high school. So I think don't worry about being a part of the in crowd, or don't worry about being different, because you were born to stand out. Everybody is born to stand out.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own differences and their own characteristics. So I truthfully do believe once you embrace yourself, you let go of some of those insecurities or some of that, what's the word? I think really looking for that security in somebody else that will help you once you get to high school. And then in high school, it pretty much is the same thing, as well as make smart decisions in school. Don't try and like, oh, I can just get a C, oh, I can just get a D, that'll pass me by. I really think if you aim for those B's and those A's, that's gonna look great on your transcripts when applying for colleges. So make those older decisions. The decisions that you make now will last, and they will have an impact on your future.
So let's talk about college, right? So you were dually enrolled college and high school at the same time. Let's talk about that. So whether a student is in college, dually enrolled, and at high school, or vice versa, if they're just strictly in college, like any advice for a college student?
Okay. I'm not in college. Well, I'm not in big girl college yet, but I am in junior college. So I think what I've learned throughout these 4 years of being dually enrolled is to have good time management. Like, I call myself a procrastination princess because I feel like I do my best work at the last minute. And y'all, that's a bad habit. Don't have that habit.
Pastor Scarbrough, did she say procrastination princess?
Yes.
We are definitely related because that is
Yes. I'm so serious. Procrastination princess. I feel like I do my best work at the last minute, and that's not really a good habit to have, because let me tell y'all something. If you go to Fortune School and your second semester of your senior year, that senioritis is going to hit, and then on top of that, you're taking stats and chemistry at the same time, and then you have an econ class, and then you have an English Writing 301 class, and then you have 2 classes that you don't even need, but you just need the credit so that way you can graduate. Y'all, I'm tired. But I've learned that I cannot procrastinate. Like, I have to plan out my schedule. I used a planner for the first time this year. Do you know how humbling that is? Yes, I used a planner, y'all. I used a planner, and then I begged my parents for an iPad and a little iPad pencil so that way I can really navigate my life. Because I'm like, I'm about to be grown in July. Like, I mean, like, not grown, but like 18 grown. Like, you know, that's grown. So I'm like, I'm about to be grown. I'm about to be on my own. What am I going to do? How am I going to balance my time? Y'all, I've been setting alarms like super duper early, like 30-minute increments early. So I feel like if you're in college, you have to make those big girl, big boy decisions. You have to get that planner. You have to schedule out your time. Look at how your Monday looks, your Tuesday looks, your Wednesday looks, your Thursday looks, your Friday looks. Then you even have to take your weekends, too, to do homework. I know. Yeah, you have to take your Saturday and your Sunday. You have to balance everything out. Your time is precious. Those hours are precious, and they're going to go by fast. Okay? Y'all got it? Okay. What questions do I have for y'all? Okay. I think if you guys, each of you guys, can just give me some advice on entering this next chapter into adulthood, what would it be?
I'm going to let my brother go first.
I would say my hope for you, and any of you guys that are transitioning, whether it's from elementary to, from junior high to high school or high school to college, one word I would say is focus. Which is hard. It's hard when you are a teenager. It's hard. I know. I did not always have the greatest focus. When I first went away to school, I got full rides into every school I applied for.
Wow. Congratulations. Wait.
Well, let me give you a caveat. I was not a disciplined student, though. Let me hear you guys hear this. I got into school and I got those scholarships because I tested very well. But I wasn't a diligent student. And so when I got to college, I started, shocker, just doing ministry. I was doing ministry on the campus. I was doing ministry at a church there. I got popular in that little city, and I felt like, oh, God's blowing me up outside of church. Me and my guys had a rap group. Like, we was doing a whole lot. And I looked up, and my first semester, guys, hear this, I failed 3 classes.
I hear you.
And they was about to put my tail out. And it took the intervention of God and community for me to be able to stay. And I say that to you guys to say, especially for you and those of you that are so gifted out there and those of you watching that are so gifted, you can do a lot. But it does not mean this is your season to do a lot.
That's good, man.
I received that.
Yeah.
Focus on what you are there to do and get that done. Because trust me, I didn't believe my parents, I didn't believe my pastors when they used to tell me it's there, it'll be there. it really will be there. So I would just say focus. Focus as much as you can.
Yes, sir.
Come on, y'all give it up for Pastor Scarbrough. Focus. And just to build on that, this is my youngest daughter. So for me and my wife, this means we're now empty nesters, right? So we have no more children.
Pray for them.
I will actually speak to you, but also to adults, parents, is go be you. And as a parent, as your mom, your dad, we can rest in that because we have poured into you and we've seen fruit of you being authentically you, all right? And so I want to say that to Pastor Scarborough's point to all of you out there, be your authentic self, okay? Who you're uniquely designed and called to be and purposed to be that person, all right? And one thing I'm very proud of you of, I say it to you all the time, but I'll say it publicly, is that you're authentic to yourself, and that's not predicated upon a person, place, and or thing. I'll say that again. She's her authentic self, and it's not predicated or based upon a person, place, or thing. And I want to encourage you guys in the room today, let yourself be you, your light shine, and that's not based upon anybody else. Because my name is Stefan. Nobody can be Stefan. Your name is Anyiah. Your name is Pastor Darrell. Nobody can be Pastor Darrell. Nobody can be Anyiah. So just keep being great. And as you're being great, that allows me and your mom to rest and sleep at night. All right? But that was a great question. Let's just take a moment. We'll take 2 questions. Anybody have a question, raise your hand. We'll make sure to get a mic to you. Again, let's give it up for our sound crew. Our sound crew. Our sound and media team. They don't often get enough credit, but I wanted to say thank you. All right? If you have a question, just stand up. We'll bring you a mic. It's okay. No question is a bad question. Anybody with a question, go ahead and stand up. Come on. I know you got a question because you got that look. Oh, I don't want to say it, but I want to know. Anybody? Yes, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tamara, and I have 2 small children. So my parents were very involved in my education in school, and I feel like it really is important to have mentors, but I didn't take into consideration how important it is to have genuine, intentional mentors in my life until I got older. So can you please just express or just talk a little bit about the importance of having mentors, and also just give your honest opinion on having seasonal mentors as well?
That's for me.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
and
sorry.
anyone who wants to talk, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me piece together my thoughts. Let me start like this. Okay, so whenever I'm up to speak or whenever I'm just offered to speak somewhere, I always acknowledge my village, and I always acknowledge the people in my life who've really set the precedent and who've helped instill in me what I need to do, how I should do it, and really helped me with my walk with God. So I truthfully think that having mentors, and even seasoned mentors that are older than you or even a little bit older than you, are truly important in your journey to embracing who you are as a young person, as a young woman. Like, you're forever evolving, you're forever growing. And so you need a mentor who's there and who's able to help you in each of those stages. So I've learned that as I've grown. I haven't been on earth that long. It's only been like 17 years. But through these little 17 years, I've met countless of people, Uncle Pastor Darrell Scarbrough included, Uncle Takoy Porter, and so many others I can't think of at this moment. But I've met so many people along the way who've instilled in me greatness, who've said those wise words, who told me I can do great, and who told me that I can follow the dreams that I have set for myself, and that those dreams are attainable. They're not too far to reach. So having those mentors who are so intentional about your safety, about your care, about your future, and who are so intentional about wanting you to be great is so important. Because when you have those times where you're like, Anyiah, what am I doing? Or Anyiah, you're not good enough. You're not doing this good enough. You're not fulfilling this. Those mentors' words are always going to come back that you are enough. You know, that you are good enough, that you're doing great. You're doing what you're supposed to do. Just stay calm, stay consistent, and stay persistent. So, yeah, they're very important.
If I could say, let's give it up. To all the adults that are here and those that may watch this at some point, I really would strongly encourage you, especially those that are parents, often you may feel like you're in this by yourself, especially if you are a single parent and you're raising a child by yourself. You feel like you're on an island. But the crazy thing is, you'll catch it in a second, Hawaii is an island. It's in the middle of nothing, but it's full of people.
Right.
It's full of community. And I want to encourage you, in spite of sometimes how it feels, this is the importance of church. This is the importance of organizations like National Action Network. Not necessarily for you to be in the streets picking, and not necessarily you're going to be in church shouting, but it gives you a community. Because I know some of you sitting there saying, well, I don't know anybody, and that young lady is blessed to be around all these different people, and her dad's a pastor, so he knows pastor. You could have the same village and the same community.
That's right.
You just sometimes got to press yourself to go and find a place where you can just be, and you can have your kids just be.
That's right.
And even now, your motivation should be your tiredness. As tired as you are wrestling with that kid by yourself, you got a teenager that's driving you insane. That's when you wake up on Saturday and say, you know what, we about to find us somewhere to hang out together so you can drift off with some grown people that can help me deal with you. And so I want to encourage all the adults, find an organization, whether it's National Action Network, whether it's a local church. All organizations, all churches got crazy people. They all got issues. That's just the reality of it. But that's not a bad thing, because you crazy and your child is crazy. So you're going to fit right in. Amen. Right. And so, but find a community. Find a community, and you will find those mentors. You will find seasonal mentors. Every adult that comes into your child's life that God sends is not going to be there forever, and that's okay. That's right. That's okay. Some of them, you don't want them there that long. You want them to give the wisdom they have in that area and move on with their life. But that's what you want to try to do. Find a community for you and your family.
Come on, let's give it up. Pastor Scarbrough, Anyiah, DuBose. Excellent question, ma'am. We'll take one more. Anybody have a question? Go ahead and stand. We'll make sure to get you a mic. There's a friend, a young person right behind you. Oh, we have two? Okay, we'll go to the young person and then my friend here in the orange. Young person? Raise your hand, friend. Right here. Yep, there's one, and then we'll take the lady in the orange and we'll conclude.
What if you don't know what you want to do? Like, what if you don't know what you want to do, but like during a college, you don't know what you want to do?
That's a good question. Clap it up for her, y'all. That's a good question. Let me think. With talking to a lot of people, I've heard that that's okay. Like, not knowing what you want to do in college is okay. There's countless of majors that you can choose from, countless of minors that you can choose from. Going to college is really discovering who you are. I know I haven't reached that step just quite yet, but I'm aware of the impact that college can make. So don't feel down that you might not know what you want to do at 6. You might not know what you want to do at 10, 12, 17, 18, 19, 20. But that's why you have 50. That's why you have that time to develop who you are, to know who you are. You have time while you're still in school to talk to people, to forge connections. Talk to your teachers. Like, ask them, teacher, I like this, I like that. What are you thinking? What should I do? Like, I knew when I was in 5th grade, I had asked my teacher, okay, my mom, she had put on like Law & Order SVU around me. So I asked my teacher, I was like, I really like Law & Order SVU. Olivia Benson, she's slaying in her part, but I don't want to be in the field. Like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like blood. I don't like that stuff. So I was like, what about an attorney? So I asked my teacher, what should I look at? Like, how many attorneys are there? Which type of attorneys there are? So I ended up settling on business litigation. And so after that decision in 5th grade, I now was able to choose, when I was applying to colleges, political science, and then with a minor in ethnic studies. So that way I can still learn about ethnic studies, still understand ethnicity, still understand social issues, while still getting that education I need in political science to help me in the political realm. So that helped me create that gap, and now I know what I want to be. So basically, just be patient. It's okay to be patient, and it's okay to not know. That's why you have your life, to figure out things.
Phenomenal question. Last question here. Excellent question.
Hi, Anyiah.
Hi.
Everything that you shared was just such a blessing.
Thank you.
My question for you is just around your mental health, and as all the youth are here,
Yeah.
how do you plan to persevere when you're like processing pain, you're going through trauma, healing as a young Black woman? I would love to just hear like what you think about as you continue your journey. I have a master's in education, and I think that's one of the things that I've seen, and I would love to hear you also talk to them about some of the things you think about and how you battle with it.
Yes, ma'am. That's a great question. I like how we're getting to the nitty-gritty. I'm human. I'm still a young teenage Black girl. And so I definitely still struggle with mental health issues. I definitely still struggle with confidence issues. And that doesn't make you any less human if you struggle with security or if you struggle with those certain types of things. And so going back to that first question, that's why it's so important to have that village. Because I don't know everything. Like, I don't know everything about myself. I'm still discovering that. And it's okay to still discover that. It's okay to still be like, but what about this? Why am I feeling this way? And so with just having such amazing parents, they've made it so prevalent that it is okay to go get therapy. It is okay to go talk to somebody. You are not any less human, or you are not any less perfect to go talk to somebody and understand what is going on mentally. Like, I know in the church, a lot of some seasoned older church folks might say, oh, that mental illness is a demon. That's not a demon all the time. It's okay to go talk, and it's okay to go get help on understanding what is going on psychologically. So as I'm growing up and as I'm still understanding what's going on, or, oh, I feel this way, or, oh, I feel that way, I understand that I can go to Pastor Scarbrough. I understand I can go get prayer. I understand I can go to my dad. I can go get prayer. I can talk to him on why am I feeling this way, what is happening, what do I need to do. And most importantly, I am not ashamed to get on my knees and go to the throne and pray to God and ask him for understanding and serenity and ask him what's going on. So that's really my little twist and interpretation on it. I'm not really too good on the subject because I struggle with it still to this day. So that's a little bit of advice I can give on that.
And I'll build on that from a pastor perspective, right? So I'm father, husband, right, grandpa, all these different roles that God has allowed me to humbly serve. And as my daughter said, even in pastoral, so even in counseling, right, we counsel, we will share, my wife and I will share, listen, it is okay to go sit on somebody's couch, okay? Yes, they come to pastor for strength, for prayer, for advice, for guidance, but even in that, pastors can only, help you get to a certain place. And then there are other professionals, other health professionals, licensed, credentialed health professionals that can help you. So I'm going to tell all adults and young adults, it is okay to have to go sit on a couch, to have a Zoom session, to help your mental state of mind to heal. I say something in our church all the time. Once we heal, then the city heals. Let me say it again. Once we as individual heals, then your respective city heals. We asking a whole lot. The city got to do this, but we're all doing it, and sometimes we're broken, we're hurt, right? We're traumatized. We all deal with something, right? But again, it is okay to go to someone, a professional, to get help, all right? I'm a byproduct of a village. My daughter will tell you that I'm a byproduct of a village. So I'm a pastor of 5 years, but I have a pastor. I have pastors. Right. Pastor Scarbrough, one of my pastors. Dr. Takoy Porter, one of my pastors. Bishop Albert Gabriel. Emeritus Dr. Ephraim Williams, Pastor Kenny Reese, these are my pastors, all right? So again, I go to men that can help pour into me, and sometimes where I don't have to be a pastor, I could just be a man, be Stefan, and sit down and just be like, all right? And it's helpful.
How many of you guys, raise your hands if you know about Transformers? Transformers, raise your hand. Transformers, raise your hand. Who don't know about Transformers? Y'all, okay. So when I was younger, I feel like I'm getting an old man when I say when I was y'all age. But when I was y'all age, I got a Transformer for a toy. And I did not know initially like what the toy was because it was Optimus Prime. And he was not Prime and he was not the truck. He was in the middle. So you start changing him from the truck to the robot. He was in that middle part when you're changing him. I didn't know what the thing was because it was in the middle part. It was not fully transformed into Prime, and it was not the truck. You have to know, just because you aren't recognizable to yourself, you're not broken. You're just in transition.
Right.
And I had to take that toy to my daddy and say, I think this thing broke. And he said, son, it ain't broke. And he did a couple of more things. He said, let me show you how to do it. And he made it one thing. And I began to be able to play with it. So wherever you are, whether you're in elementary, whether you're in junior high, whether you're in high school, you will have times in your life where you will feel like you don't know what you are. Yeah. And that's a good time to find an adult, find anyone to say, hey, I don't know what's going on with me. In my mind, in my heart, spiritually, I don't know if I believe in God. I don't know none of this. And they'll say, let me show you how to work through so you can be on one side or the other. And you get to then decide who you are. But you're not broke just because you aren't recognizable to yourself. So keep that in mind as you go forward in life.
Yes.
Let the church say amen.
Amen.
All right. Again, excellent questions. All right. Can we give it up for Pastor Scarbrough and Anyiah DuBose? Yeah. Yeah. Super impromptu panel.